Ah, California, home of the plenty, land of the people the US doesn't want. Out here, your skills are a dime a dozen. You really have to set yourself apart from the crowd to shine above the rest of the everyday schmoes. Which, of course, is a reason that I moved to Switzerland. There's no competition to be found here, so whatever the hell this is can still be considered art. Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to the 9th installment of the Tyler Cooking Show. First off, because this show is so hard, and because it just might break this curse off of me, I decided to book a flight to the California coast for this episode. Security depot. Hey, I'm trying to get to Terminal 4 for my flight. I can confirm that it is not an IED. Avez-vous de l'eau qui paraît faire ce bruit? Non. Parfait. Vous pouvez passer. Well, it appears we took the wrong way to get to California, and now I'm upside down. In this episode, we will be dissecting and analyzing the deeper meaning and messages inside of a music piece that I enjoy and relates personally to me. Of course, with all things creative comes mixed perceptions. The way that I interpret this song can be wildly different from how you interpret it, and that's okay. But since I'm the one making the video, my opinion is a bit more correct than yours. The song that I chose to present today is Wet Sand by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's a song from their album Stadium Arcadium, released in 2006. The song itself has a runtime of 5 minutes 10 seconds. This analysis will consist of 6 parts, those parts being historical backdrop, immediate context, linguistic sets, ethos, my perspective, and concluding words. We've got a lot to cover in only a short amount of time, so let's get into it.
No, don't pull. No. Ah! Damn.
There's so much to cover in the song. It seems like every lyric has some sort of cryptic or blatant meaning behind it, and everything about their placement was entirely deliberate. Going into this project, I already knew a bit about the band Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I knew how much some of the things the lead singer Anthony Kiedis was singing about meant to him, and this to me definitely impacts the way I see the messages in this song. Something I adore about music is its ability to tell multiple different stories in the same lyric, and this song is a perfect representation of that. For example, the lyrics,
My love affair with everywhere was innocent. Why do you care?
can be taken one of 3 ways. 1. At face value, like all of you guys watching this with the lack of context behind the line, it might just seem like he's in an argument with a significant other and is struggling through it. 2. With a bit of context behind it, being that Anthony has a background with drugs, and that the love affair that he is talking about is with those drugs, and how he finds it impossible to ever be satisfied. Or 3, with even more backstory behind it, and a little bit of my own personal experiences, where the line could conduct a feeling of more risque darkness. His shadow side made him curious about the world, and thus adventurous. It's a line that reflects Anthony wanting to be happy like people have told him to be, but deep down he doesn't want to and still clings to the feeling of sadness. Just with one bit of dialogue, I've spent quite a bit of time speaking about how it reflects so much hidden meaning. Now repeat that for all 53 verses in the song and you've got one heck of a story being told. Because of how many ways that I can think of the meaning behind this song, it's hard for me to determine whether or not I see this the way I do because of the history of the band or because my own past experiences, which both come into a play. Another lyric to prove this would be a small lyric at the end of the chorus.
I'd like to say we did it for the better of.
Again, 3 ways appear for me to take this. 1. At face value, like most of you, again, without any context to the lyric before it, Anthony just sounds like he's grasping for words to say to counter someone else. 2. Taking the lyric that comes before this, Anthony may be reflecting on how he failed in accomplishing something that he had originally set off to do, and somewhere along the way lost track of the meaning of why he was doing it. Or 3, as an extension to what I said in the last number 3, where he seeks justification for his actions and why he likes dwelling on negative emotions, but he has no clue why he does, and thus he trails off without any solace. He sees no real reason to continue down the path that he's on, but he also has no reason to stop. Again, multiple interpretations of the same text. Obviously, the ones that I relate to more I can delve into deeper, but that doesn't mean that it's the correct interpretation. Without going off on a tangent talking about Anthony's and the rest of the band's backstory with drugs, there is no real better way to say this concisely in a short presentation. Just know the backstory plays a ton into the meaning behind this song for me. The entire album of Stadium Arcadium has an underlying theme to it, one of finding a sense of satisfaction and home. Some tracks like If, Death of a Martian, and Desecration Smile deal with the topics of loneliness very heavily, and how the band don't feel like they can fit into an everyday society properly. Other songs like Strip My Mind, especially in Michigan, and Slow Cheetah on the album, reflect a feeling of being an outcast and being a piece of wasted potential. This entire album delves into deep topics that I can't discuss here since not all of them are relevant, but fitting in with the feeling of this album, Wet Sand has a similar underlying message to me. Wet Sand, very much like Slow Cheetah, Charlie, and Strip My Mind from the same album, were all created as a somewhat manifesto for the band's beliefs. They feel as if they're all complete outcasts and are too different from the everyday populace to truly ever be worth anything. And because of that, they have to make do with the wasted potential they have. The way that the lyrics are formed into this song help tell miniature stories in each line, and the way that they're organized is completely intentional. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are and have always been a versatile band, and as such, Anthony tries to find a way to add multiple stories within the same song. Examples are, as I've already stated with my 3 examples of the interpretation of the lyrics. There is a way to formulate 3 separate stories from the same lyric of a song, and from that point, Anthony lets you decide what meaning you want to make of the song, and what you want to apply it to. I don't want to discuss personal events and beliefs because all that does is further convolute the topics at hand that I really want to emphasize. All you need to know is that I like this song and I like its messages.